Hey there. I don't think I've seen you here before. A new face is always welcome here. You just missed the morning rush. You know, people coming to get their fix of caffeine on their way to work. But you're not on your way to work. I take it? Well, forgive me for prying, but I am pretty good with faces. And I have definitely not seen you around here before. And your accent. I love it. Tell me, whereabouts are you from? That was quite demanding of me. Sorry. But it's great to hear something other than the local accent. So, let me guess. You're either new here, or you were travelling. New? Well, good. I like a fresh face. Even fresher than these beans that just came in. Sorry, that was bad. Now, I imagine you were here for a drink, or food, or maybe even just a nice chat with little old me. So which is it? A drink it is. What are you in the mood for? What are you feeling? What do I recommend? Now, where do I start? Tell me, how tired are you? And how much are you hoping to get done this morning? In the sense of productiveness. Right, I see. That tells me you need 2 shots of espresso. Now, enlighten me. How do you like your coffee? With milk, water, or do you like it strong, just as an espresso? Well, I ask because one doesn't just walk into a cafe and ask for a coffee. For example, if you go to Italy and asked for a coffee, they would just give you a single shot of espresso unless you specified otherwise. But I don't like to assume everyone knows the difference. I remember my first time walking into a coffee shop, and I needed a coffee expert friend to order for me. So, in case you were too shy to ask, I'll guide you through the differences. The amount of coffee in any cup I serve here is measured by shots of espresso. Espresso is the most basic. I pump hot water under high pressure through ground beans to extract a concentrate of the bean's essence. It's an acquired taste, very strong. But this is the best way to taste the qualities of the beans. The fresher, the better. But, mind you do have to be quite an expert to distinguish. Beans can be lighter roasted, making the coffee more sour, or darker, rendering them more bitter. Anyway, that's an espresso. An Americano, on the other hand, is essentially just an espresso with added water. It makes it easier to drink. A latte is an espresso with hot milk. And similarly, a cappuccino is an espresso with hot milk and a layer of foamed milk. Now, there are others, but that is essentially the basics when it comes to ordering coffee. I wouldn't get too invested in the details if I were you, unless you develop an interest. Forgive me, I've been talking your ears off. I didn't even ask if you knew the differences yourself. So, I hope some of that was new to you. So, tell me, what would you like? Certainly, coming right up. Now, let's see, I've got this here, put that here. Love this job. And there you are, 1 cup, waiting for you. Oh, don't worry, it's on me. No, I insist. Consider it a warm welcome. The first coffee of many? I hope. So, how is it? Oh, thank you. Yeah, as you see, it gets quite quiet around this time of day. No, it's not bad for business at all. The morning rush keeps me busy. Then comes the lunch hour. And from then on, business trickles on. But now is somewhat of a break for me. This is when I can go through the deliveries and restock the shelves. These beans are my precious cargo. Look here. This is a dark roast from Colombia. I only buy beans if I know where they're from. And I don't mean country, no. I mean where exactly. The farms themselves, and I need to know that the farmers are being paid and treated well. Of course, it all adds to the cost, but the coffee is worth it, trust me. I am satisfied that every cup of coffee I make is ethical, and the customer is satisfied with the quality of the brew. What's today's date? Remind me. So these were roasted yesterday. Fantastic. Anyway, I always get sidetracked. Any questions about coffee, my coffee, or the local area, or anything, even if I can't answer it? Me? Well, no, actually, I haven't done this job for long at all. I used to be a bank in a big city. Worked hard and played harder. You know, that sort of life. But eventually I looked into the mirror, and I didn't like what I saw, who I had become. So, recently, I decided to leave it all and start a more peaceful life. Working only for myself. Finding things in the world I actually care about. Like the exploitation of farmers, for example. It feeds the soul, believe me. And now, I can look in the mirror with a smile on my face, knowing I'm a better person for it. You are lucky. Being in the mirror and being able to see that face. I know, that was sudden. Caught you off guard, didn't I? Is that an engagement ring? Congratulations. Is there a date in mind? Oh, it's not an engagement ring. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh, nothing. So, are you here alone, or you are? Well, if you need a tour guide, you know who to ask. Not that there's much here anyway. But you are already in the top attraction. My shop. Oh, another customer. Let me deal with this one real quick. Hello, Barbara. 2 hours late. Tut tut. Fancied a bit of a lion, did we? So, the usual, I assume? You don't need to ask twice. 1 flat white to go. Thank you very much. You have a lovely day now. Take care. Aww, that is Barbara. She's lovely. Such a sweet elderly lady. Her husband recently passed away, and she has since found comfort in this shop. She usually comes for a chat. As you can see, I always have something to say. But today, I guess she has other plans. Finished already? Wow. I would offer another, but those shots of coffee will hit you. The machine, yeah. It is a fancy bit of equipment, isn't it? Costs as much as a decent car, believe it or not. Do you want to try making your own? Of course you can, by all means. Come behind the counter. See the portafilter? The metal thing with a handle. Yeah, take it and put it into the slot under the grinder. Now, press the button on the grinder and stop when the portafilter fills up. Okay, enough. Now, take this tamp and press down on the coffee grounds, so they're all packed in. Very good. Now, put the portafilter in here, on this big machine. Okay, good. Now, take a mug. From the handle, the machine keeps them hot, and put it onto the tray under the portafilter. Now, here is when the magic happens. I've already got the settings set, so just push this button and the coffee will start coming out. Hot water is being forced through the ground beans under high pressure. The pressure forces any trapped carbon dioxide through the filter and into the cup, and once in the cup, the pressure drops, and the carbon dioxide gas separates from the water, leaving a layer of foam. We call it crema. That's just the physics of a good shot of espresso. Well, not that I was ever any good at physics. But that's why we value freshly roasted beans. Because over time the trapped carbon dioxide escapes, so the coffee won't have any of that crema. Well done! An impressive espresso. Now, the milk. Pour some into this jug. Enough. Now, put this steam wand into the jug and hold the jug at an angle. When you pull this lever, steam will be injected into the milk. You want enough to blow bubbles into the milk, and then you want to break the bubbles down into tiny ones with the steam, so the milk becomes soft and velvety. Now pull the lever. Enough. We want the milk hot, but above a certain temperature the proteins in the milk break down and we lose the texture. I typically don't add sugar yet because the milk has a lot of the sugar lactose in it, and at this temperature our taste buds detect it a lot more. That's why hot milk is sweeter than cold milk. Now, wipe the steam wand with this cloth. Lovely. And purge the wand. Let's turn it on for a second. Milk quickly hardens and blocks the spout, so it needs to be flushed quickly. And now, pour the milk into your cup. And there you go, your very own cappuccino. First time? Gotta say I'm impressed. It took me a while to get it right. Maybe tomorrow you can have another lesson in barista training. Well, I would love to see you around some more. And maybe not just in this setting. Yeah? I finish at 6. Would you be free to come back then? I will be eagerly awaiting your return. Oh hey, bang on time. I'm just locking up. I'm done for the day. Oh, don't you worry. I do have a plan. Are you feeling spontaneous? Well, I was thinking, there's a place we could do mini golf. This place also does cocktails and food. Think you'll be up for that? Yeah? Well, yeah. You probably would beat my arse at Crazy Golf. This would be my first time doing it sober. Oh, whoa, careful. Watch those lunatics driving their cars.
Fuck you, Green. Oh, piss off then.
Why are they driving so aggressively? That is small PP energy if I ever saw it. Did you see the passenger? Oh, poor thing. They look so embarrassed. And I would be too. Well, it's a 20-minute walk. That gives us plenty of time to talk. And yes, I should probably slow down and let you talk, for once.